Hi! All right, so for tip number one, and though this might be jumping into one area super quick, it's just one that I find super helpful because we all go through it. So, one thing I definitely find is that we all fear a lot. We're always scared of something, or we always think the worst of something, or the worst of everything. And because of that, we allow our fears to take control and we don't tend to do it. Another thing is we try to do something, but we constantly have in the back of our mind worst case scenario. Those aren't bad either. There are definitely things we can learn from all that. And again, we're all different and unique. So what works for us doesn't mean it works for others, and etc. And maybe we find that something else works better. There's just so many different ways. So in this one though, what I'm going to talk about is how to transform our fear energy into a positive energy that works for us. So something I learned through many, many years of being scared. So I used to be super scared of the dark. I used to be super scared of many things. And from there, I taught myself to get out of them. And it wasn't that I just avoided them. It's that I went to the core of what was fearful in me, or what I was scared of, and I took control of that, realized where my fears came from, and came out of that. And that's possible for all of us if you decide it is. So, I guess it's kind of two in one, is because when I say if you decide it is, if you tell yourself constantly it's not going to work, I'm just fearful this way, that's the way it is, that's the way I am, right there you have already decided that's the way you are. You haven't given yourself a chance, or your mind or energies a chance to decide you're not like that anymore, because you wish, even though you don't see it as that, to remain that way. By you constantly telling yourself, this is the way I am, this is the way it is, this is the way it's always been, it's never going to change, that's exactly what you're feeding yourself and your reality. When you realize, though, that you have the power to change all that, and instead of being like, that's the way it is, it can't change that, you put in yourself and out there is a possibility for change. I do believe it to be possible. It doesn't always have to be like this, or is it that I always want it to be like this because I can use it as an excuse to remain like this? Am I using it as an excuse to remain like this? Do I actually wish to change? If there was actually a potential to actually change, do I actually wish for that, or am I scared of it? And so I'd rather believe in this other reality where nothing can change. And these are the kinds of things we start turning and changing. And just that little tweak changes everything. So from believing that there's nothing you can do, you're scared of that, to realizing that, wait a second, there is something I can do about it. I can face it. I can decide to change something about it. Maybe I'm not scared of it all the time. That is when things start to change. And so when I believed that I'd be scared of the dark forever, I decided that I didn't wish to live my life like that. And I decided to see what was making me fearful. And I realized the things I was putting in my environment, so TV shows, anything scary that made me scared of the dark, that made me afraid of it, I decided not to have all the time in my reality. And from there, right away, that changed constantly. The moment I stopped watching forensic files, the moment I stopped watching murder things, I started being okay more in the dark walking around. And it was because I didn't constantly have my mind that these things will happen. That's another thing too, is law of attraction. Things that you see all the time are things that you could potentially draw to you because you're constantly putting them out there. Whereas when you know that that is something that can happen, but yet you put a different energy out there and draw that to you, that is what you will draw to you more. So this is why law of attraction is important. So when I realized these things about fear and what I feared, and when I would go really deep into that fear and kind of hope that I didn't put it out there, but also know that it did, because it was a very strong fear. Because anything that's really strong in human emotion is usually what we put out into the universe that comes back to us, because emotions are super powerful, which is why it is a blessing and a gift to be a human, yet it is also hard and tough, because feeling those emotions is what's tough about human life. But when you learn how to deal with them and understand them and use them as a tool for you, that is when we become powerful. And that's what I'm trying to help empower you to remember to do. So what I do is I take up that energy. I feel that energy, that fear, and I'm not scared of it. And I take it and I transform it. Now, this is the important part, the transforming of the energy. Because what you wish to believe, meaning that even if you don't fully believe in that fear, yet you do, you take that. And even though you don't fully believe you can change it to the positive, you take that and you know those feelings. And now what you can trust in is that you do wish to transform this energy, because you don't wish for the worst to happen. You don't. But at the same time, you're not sure if you're deserving, now that's an important one, of the good to come of it. So all I feel is just the believing in the transformation of this energy switches it from that negative to put it into that positive that you do believe, one, that you deserve, or two, that you hope for, or whatever it is you do. And I feel like that believing in that transformation from that scared energy into this more supportive energy of the life that you wish to go for, I believe that just that transformation of that strong, fearful energy into this supportive one for your life changes a lot for each and every one of us. Because even if we don't know if that outcome that we most hope for will come, just knowing that you're taking that other scared energy and using it in a more helpful way to the way you do wish for it to happen, it changes so much of your life. And so even though this was supposed to be a quick video and now it's 6 minutes, even though I tried to do it in 1 minute because that's all I needed to say was transform your energy. Believe in that transformation of your fear energy into a more positive, supportive direction, encouraging and empowering for yourself. And honestly, it's just that the process of the intention, and that's what everything is, and will come. Well, you will come to learn that unless you already know that, but I will help you to come to learn that that's what everything is about. The intention behind it, revealing what it is, the life you're going to experience, or what it is you wish to experience. So yeah, good luck with the transformation. It honestly helps the whole world, your reality. And constant reminders though, even as I sometimes forget until I remember in that moment, opportune moment when it really matters most, that I wish to transform that energy. So good luck with your transformation of energy. You do deserve it. It's up to you to decide what you do deserve. I believe you. We all deserve it. So good luck.